All right, so the Dallas Cowboys just got punished by the 9-8 number 7 seed Green Bay Packers. Now, I don't usually do sports, but I just had to weigh in on this topic because there's a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans. And every year when Dallas starts playing well, it's always, Dallas is going to the Super Bowl. This is our year. Now, anybody who go back and forth on the internet, on Facebook, know about this conversation. Dallas Cowboy fans are real confident in their team, especially during the regular season. But I had a conversation with one of my homeboys before the game started, and I told him, I said, well, Dallas Cowboys look real good in the regular season, but we know Dak. And I like Dak. I root for Dak. Dak is a great quarterback. But it's something about the playoffs and those big games that he seems to get rattled and he fails to show up. And we seen it today. If I can quote my man Bubba Dub Jr., Dallas was trash. That was trash. What he say? He say Roger Staubach right now is rolling over in his grave. Troy Aikman is rolling over in his tanning bed right now. Emmitt Smith is rolling over in his Dancing with the Stars dressing room right now because of the way Dallas played. Now, the statistics show that Dak, has like maybe a 1-4 playoff record or 2-4, something of that nature. So it was always a question mark when they get to the playoffs. No matter how good he and CD Lamb was playing, no matter how good DeRon playing, the guy who got like 5 pick sixes, Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, everybody was so hyped up about this Dallas team this year because of the way they were playing in the regular season. But today, we see the 9-8 Packers with a first-year starting quarterback with Jordan Love came out there and punched them boys in the mouth. Started out with the first drive. They drove down. And then, I think a couple of drives later, Dak threw a pick. He missed a couple of throws to CD Lamb, but just, he wasn't that Dak that has been playing lights out for the past, 8 or 9 weeks. And then you saw him throw a pick six in like the second quarter. And the score was like 27-0 at the half. Now, I say at the half because I know Dallas scored that, giveaway touchdown, with a few seconds to go, which made it 27-7. But even that score shouldn't have happened because that linebacker, number 56, should have picked the ball right there. So, really, honest and truly, Dak threw about 2 interceptions, but it literally should have been about 4 or 5. Couple of throws, once again, the defenders missed the catch. That's why probably they playing defense instead of offense. But nevertheless, then the third quarter came. They came down, got a field goal. Green Bay came right back, punched them in the mouth, got another score. They came back, Green Bay again, punched them in the mouth, got another score. I think the score was about 48-16. It was a blowout for all intents and purposes. Now, during garbage time, Dak, made some big plays. He threw, they scored like 2 straight touchdowns. It was 32-48. but that was garbage time. So the statisticians said that Dak ended up with about 400 yards, 2 touchdowns and three whatever the case may be. But the score was not indicative of how much of a blowout that game was. And so I just I knew it was going to happen. I started to do all of my picks before the playoffs started. I did pick Houston as well. And the Miami game was sort of like a toss-up. But I don't know what to say about Dallas in the playoffs. Like, Dallas won like 16 straight home games. And the playoffs, though, they have not won a home game since, I forgot the stat that they said, but it's been a while. So even though they was at home and they was hyping it up, them boys just didn't come to play. I don't know if they underestimated Green Bay. I don't know if Green Bay just had their number, or was it simply the big stage that Dallas Cowboys folded like paper napkins on? And I'm not a Dallas Cowboy hater. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but I'm not a fanatic. Meaning, like, I don't have Eagles stuff. I'm not all on my cars and my walls. I don't have, I'm not debating on, Eagles. If the Eagles lose, it's not a big deal. But I am an Eagles fan now. But I started off as a Cowboy fan. As a little boy, I had the whole Cowboy outfit with the helmets, the shoulder pads, the jersey, everything. I was a Cowboy fan until they traded my man Tony Dorsett. Now, I don't know if you're old enough to remember Tony Dorsett, but they traded him to the Denver Broncos, and I was crushed. And I said, since they don't got no loyalty to my man Tony Dorsett, who was an excellent running back. I think he's the greatest Cowboy running back of all time. Some would say Emmitt Smith, but Emmitt Smith didn't have to do nothing because they had that amazing offensive line. Emmitt might run 20 yards and not be touched by anybody. Like, if I had that line, I would be a Hall of Fame running back in the NFL. But I switched teams to the Philadelphia Eagles when they had one of the first black quarterbacks, Randall Cunningham. I was in awe of Randall Cunningham and how we used to shake and bake back there in the pocket and make unbelievable plays. So Randall Cunningham kind of broke the mold for guys like Dak, C.J. Stroud, Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, and all of the great black quarterbacks you see today. But let me digress, man. I just wanted to come up here and just, give the Dallas Cowboy fans a little bit of love because, it seems like every season they get hyped up, they get piped up, and then it just all falls to naught. It never comes to fruition with the Dallas Cowboys. Some say they're going to fire the coach, Mike McCarthy. It ain't the coach's fault. Once again, Dak is a great quarterback, but he's average in the big moments. And actually today, he was trash in the big moments. He missed, watch that them first couple of drives. He missed a couple of throws. CeeDee Lamb on the slant. CeeDee Lamb in the flats. He missed them. He threw the ball over his head, threw the ball behind him, threw the ball in front of him. I mean, them boys was totally out of sync. So regardless of what you do in the regular season, CeeDee Lamb broke the record for catches for the Dallas Cowboys. All of those Pro Bowl selections came down to naught when that young Jordan Love. Now, I never watched him before. I never peeped him. But he was in his bag today. Sidearm, back foot, right foot, left foot, deep, mid-range, dink and dunk. He was doing it all. And then plus they had the running game, which I told my homeboy too. Like, Dallas ain't no good on the run. They over pursue. Nevertheless, we see what happened with the Dallas Cowboys. My heart goes out to the Dallas Cowboys. My heart goes out to Dak because, he's a great quarterback, but it's something about that big moment that he shies away from. He kind of cowers under the pressure, if you ask me. You know, they showed that picture of him on the sidelines looking like a deer in headlights, and you know that's pretty much what it was. So, kind of glad that they exited the first round, so I don't have to hear all the Cowboys overhype. Much love to the Cowboy fans. Y'all don't delete me off Facebook or unsubscribe to my YouTube channel just because I'm talking about the Cowboys. But I had to put my 2 cents in because I said, look, Green Bay ain't got nothing to lose, and Dallas is known for one thing, and that's folding in the playoffs. And they didn't prove me wrong. So much love to Dallas, CD Lamb, Dak Prescott. I'm talking about, man, they had some no-name receivers that was running circles, Romeo Doubs and somebody Reed, and you know, all those young boys came out there to play. And you know, I got to tip my hats off to them. And then, you know, of course, Dallas, we know y'all will be back bigger, better than ever next year. And next year, I promise you, as always, it's going to be all year. But peace and blessings, man. Much love.